I got this truck from my brother-in-law. It had been sitting up for 10 years, maybe a little bit longer. And rats have got down into the blower motor. The blower motor's right up underneath the dash in here. And I turned the blower motor, I turned the motor on just temporarily, and it sounded like there was a couple of bags of Doritos down in there. It just was god-awful sound. So rats have gotten down in there and built a nest down in the blower motor. So I'm gonna drop it down and clear the rat's nest out. And I've already got the plugs undone, and it's got a couple of screws up here on the front that are relatively easy to get to. And it's got one back there, way back around the back. Not that one, but another one that I've already got it out, the hardest one. But I'm gonna get the other screws out and drop it down and see what the rat's nest looks like. A couple of the screws on that blower motor, they're pretty hard to get to, especially the one all the way around on the back. It's really hard to get to, so I got this little swivel head ratchet. I think I got it from O'Reilly's. Head just swivels around. So that very back one, this swivel head ratchet made it a lot easier to get that one out. Still not easy, but it's worked better than anything else I could find. So I'm gonna continue taking the blower motor out. Okay, here's the blower motor. I hadn't got it all the way out yet, but I wanted to try to get a video of that nest in there before I dumped it out the floorboard. I still gotta wiggle it on out of there, but I figured most of this was gonna dump, so I'm gonna get a bag or something, put it down there before I jerk it on out. Be back in a minute. All right, here's the blower motor out of the Ford truck. I just got it dropped down, got a pretty good rat's nest in there all the way around. I think most of that black stuff is insulation from underneath the hood. That underhood insulation, the big old pieces of it that are chewed up, gone. So this is where most of them are, but pretty good rat's nest all the way around. I'm gonna dump it out and blow it out with an air blower and put it back in there and see what it does. I figured before I put the blower motor back in, I'd try to get a video, if possible, up in there. If I could see what other kind of trash is in there, I'll dig it out or whatever I need to do. But I want to see if I could get a video up inside the hole there where the rat's nest, where the blower motor goes, you know, where the biggest part of the rat's nest was. Looked like it's videoing it pretty good up in there, I suppose. At least it'll kind of let me know where to dig some more of that rat's nest out of there. So that's where the blower motor goes. I'm gonna take a look at this and see how much more stuff was in there. Dig it out best I can. It looked like there was maybe a little bit of trash around the evaporator core. So I'm gonna try to point it back over to that area. It's kind of cramped in here, and see what might be in the evaporator core itself. I just very briefly saw the evaporator core in that last video. I'm not sure where it is because I just barely can see I really can't see the screen at all to see what I'm even videoing. So the evaporator core should be over in that area. Kind of hard to tell, but I just want to see if I have a lot of trash in the evaporator core itself. So let me see what that did. This is a little extension I put on the shop vac. Just a little flex hose where you can get down in tighter places and everything. It's just 3 or so feet long. It just slips right in the regular hose on the shop vac. So that's what I've been cleaning the evaporator core, trying to suck some more leaves and straw and rat's nest out of the evaporator core up inside the HVAC box. I think I got it pretty clean. Let me see if I can get a video of it again since I cleaned it. All right, let me see what it looks like back up in there where the blower motor goes. Really hard to video this, but I can't even see what I'm looking at, so I just have to turn it around in there, kind of slowly turn it around and up and down and whatever. See if I can get a shot of the inside of the box and the evaporator core. Trying to get as much stuff out of there as I can. Kind of hard to work in this area, really. All right, let me see what that looks like. Just get another picture of the inside of the box. Evaporator core looked pretty clean. Looked really clean, considering how bad it was. So I guess I'm getting about ready to go ahead and put the blower motor back in. So I took the cowl panel off down below the windshield so that I can try to determine where the rats are getting in. I'm pretty sure that's where they're getting in up here. And they've got a big nest over here on the passenger side down in there, down in the cowl area. And the duct for the HVAC system is down in there. That's where the heater and air conditioner, everything else pulls its air in. So I need to dig all this rat's nest out, vacuum it out, wash it out, and see what I can do to prevent them from getting in. So I'm gonna get busy with that. It's kind of hard to video this, but there's the duct, the HVAC duct, where it pulls its air in. And it had a dome over it, you know, a little plastic mesh dome, whatever you want to call it. And the rats chewed through that. I'm not sure how well you can see that. It's kind of hard to video in here, but that's where they were getting into the HVAC system, through that duct right there that did have the plastic grid on top of it. I'll see what I can do about closing it off, try to keep them from getting in this cowl area. This is the rat's nest that I dug out of there. I used a pair of tongs and just went down through that small hole. A pair of tongs that we're going to throw away, of course, but this pretty nasty. About a quarter to a third of the way full on this 30-pack box. It's got it, like I say, quarter to third of the way full. That's the monster rat's nest. Okay, this is after I dug out the nest, dug the big nest out of there and washed it out with a water hose. Got as clean as I could down in there. Pretty deadgum clean, I believe. Got about 97% of the rat's nest gone. Well, I got the blower motor back in. It's working good, and I put the screen around the duct in there in the cowl. Maybe it'll help keep the rats out. Just kind of formed that screen around the duct and put a tie wrap on it, put a little silicone on it to help hold it on there. I guess we need to get a couple cats, keep them out of here.